Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect, back with you once again, and I hope you're having a good evening and a good Thursday. And well, let's get through this story here, because honestly, this right here is, I think this is the most important story here on this Dukect Lounge here. Right here. So, yeah. See, guess what? Erza Miller. Parents claim Erza Miller brainwashed with their teen response in new video and such. The parents are seeking a court-ordered restraining order for 18-year-old against Erza Miller, saying the actor and teenager remain on the run. A judge signed a protective order at Standing Rock Suez Tribal Court earlier this week. Through the legal documents, the court cannot locate or serve the order to Miller, 29 years, because of the Justice League's actor. Current whereabouts are unknown. Law activist Chase Iron Eyes and his paediatrician wife, Sarah Jumping Eagle, allege in the court filing obtained by People that Miller groomed their child from the age of 12 after taking an immediate and apparent liking to them since the actor visited the North Dakota Standing Rock Reservation back in 2016. Miller experienced a pattern of corrupting a minor, allegedly drugging their child over the years and displaying cult-like and psychologically manipulative, controlling behavior, they claim. Miller has been unable to be reached by People for comment. Speaking with People on Wednesday, Sarah says, "We are concerned about our daughter's safety and wants her to get out of the situation. We're worried about the worst-case scenarios." As Chase, Miller took an interest in her and appeared benevolent and altruistic and was known by people we trust, so there was nothing indicated that set off alarms. Our daughter was basically brainwashed, says Sarah. Chase and Sarah's teenager at the heart of the situation, whom they referred to by their birth name Taka Iron Eyes, and uses she and her pronouns, issued a statement on Instagram 2 days prior to the court order, downplaying the parents' concerns and sharing that Miller has only provided loving support and invaluable protection. I am now aware of the severity of the emotional and psychological manipulation I was made to endure while in my parents' home. Read parts of the message. I am an adult and I deserve to feel authority in my own body. The parents meanwhile don't think their child wrote the statement and claim Miller doesn't allow people in their inner circle to carry phones so they feel safer. Yet the actor always has a phone for personal use. In the email to Rolling Stone Wednesday, the 18-year-old clarified that they go by Gibson now and wrote, "The notion that I have been brainwashed or that I have been coerced in any way, in any context, is grotesquely false. My independence from my family this way is new and complex. The reaction to my action is not my responsibility, and I've tried to have civil virtual reactions with both of them and failed." They added to the outlet that Erza and our crew will speak it out when we see fit. In a video posted Thursday, the teen spoke to the camera saying that nobody is controlling my Instagram account and that they wrote the statement themselves. They do not have a phone right now out of my own personal conviction. It's really distressing that the narrative victim in question is not being granted any trust. I worked really hard to make really clear what was going on, they said in the video. If the statements are too profoundly contrasting to whatever substance those of us have gathered and have chosen to carry, I like to say that it's nobody's business and nobody owes a story or outcome. They continued, "This is my life and these are my decisions, and I'm disappointed in my parents and depressed in every way. Thank you." Sarah says he's only spoken with their child a total of 3 times since February, and each time felt monitored or was interrupted by Miller. The mom says they sound robotic over the phone as well. Chase and Sarah tell People that they made the contact with Miller on May 29th in Santa Monica while going to receive their daughter after being told by others that their kid was spotted walking around like a zombie. Said their child seemed happy to see them at first, but Miller tried to present their intervention. In recent months, Miller has been arrested and faced legal trouble while in Hawaii, causing one couple to get them later to drop a restraining order, for example. The actor, who appeared recently on the released Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, headlines the upcoming Flash movie, which is already filmed and has a release date delayed to next year. The implosion of Erza is multifaceted, and it's just the beginning, the father adds. Sarah, mirroring allegations to the court document, says Erza's pattern as they just keep using and abusing people. They move on to other people, and we're going to have to deal with and help our daughter heal from the after effects. We also want people to know what Erza is doing so they make informed decisions and protect their kids. Man, it's not really, I know it's old hat to say all this stuff, but it's the old all this other stuff about Hollywood and how degenerate and how it's basically the new version of Sodom and Gomorrah, but in passing or in jest. But if this is true, it just brings more gasoline to that fire. More gasoline to that fire. And again, this is again an because I don't accusing, but if this is all true, if this is all 100% true, that this is Erza Miller, who got this young person at 12 years old and groomed them to groom them. It gave them like alcohol or drugs or whatever. If that is the case, then this person should not only be in movies anymore. He not only should be blacklisted, but he should but they should also be in jail. 100% put into jail because this is horrible. This person should be in jail, and the person who they've gotten the hurt and everything else around it, the hurt is just there is no quite honestly, that to me there is no way to you know, there's no actual way to go, no other way out of that. If ever this stuff is true, then this person should be in jail for the rest of his life, rest of their lives. Period. End of discussion. And the people, the people that have been hurt by this monster should have get every type of like physical, emotional, spiritual, or whatever they need to get back, have a sustainable life. And it's, I mean, it's too much stuff here in Hollywood, and I could just talk about not just people in acting, but people up top. You know, people like say Les Moonves, and the you know the people who are to see this person right here, who's these high CEO, CBS, the former CBS CEO. You have people in power who do horrible the misconduct, and they do not get, and people like them do not get any type of comeuppance or any type of like jail time or whatever. I mean, this is not really surprising. Um, and not only that, let's see, what else? Let's see. You look at like movie, stuff like here. Um, Hollywood. Let me just put this story here. Um, right here is the this thing a couple years ago about we had director Shane Black knowingly cast a registered sex offender for his movie, and this goes on like this, and yeah, and this stuff here, and it's just that they said they never, and you see stuff like, for example, Fox say, "Oh, we never knew." Yeah, I mean, he has been, yeah, Black. Oh, yeah, Shane Black. This is his friend, but not only that, he has been his cast his friend. This um Stephen Wild's Stringle Stephen Wilder Stringle pleaded guilty to 2 felonies stemming from attempting to arrange a sexual encounter with a teenage girl online. This person was not only in The Predator, but also in films like Iron Man 3 and The Nice Guys. Like, he's been good friends with them, and yeah, he could just go in. I'm like, if directors like Shane Black can get this stuff, sexual offenders and people there, how many more? How many more directors do that? That let these type of stuff here. How many more um people and everything else? Hollywood has a. This is not you know new about this situation. This right here has been. It has infected Hollywood for too damn long. Too damn long. And and if Hollywood doesn't, I mean, I don't ask because hell, more often than not, government is just as seedy and as depraved as Hollywood and such. That's why they work together more often than not. I mean, if you wanna if you wanna get really real and such, I mean, these things and such like that, not really surprising. Hell, you got like let's see. you know, in the political, you got like the ex House Speaker. You have him, you know, someone like him who was a child. You had a whole child sex thing and such like that. I mean, this stuff again. You have the same stuff over. You see it's just repeating lines. Men in power, mostly white dudes, seem to get away with a lot of this stuff. They only get like, oh, I mean, they get only. Oh, they don't really go. It's like okay, they settle. They go out of court. They I mean, yeah, it's just that. Yeah, I mean that's what it is. And all these horrible things. They paid them off. They paid them, and well, do they get any punishment? Do they get any more? More often than not, they don't get punishment. They don't get any type of like you know Yeah, exactly. He gets Oh, I mean, he does get. I mean, he got jail. Um, we're saying 15 months. Oh, that's how long he gets. Let me just see this one more time. From Huffington Post. You know how long he stayed in jail? Exactly. He stayed in jail was for 15 months. 15 months. And it wasn't even for that. It was just bank fraud charges. He admitted he sexually abused students while working at a high school decades ago, and since that he gets like what? He got like what? 15 months for bank fraud and all these other things. He never really got to he doesn't serve, there is no um real, there is no, there's no consequence for the people like that. And when you see these things happen over and over again, when you see this happen and continue to happen over and over again, it just wonders when are these people in power start to get you know go to jail, go get actually consequences. And you reason why people have less faith in institutions. You wonder why people have less faith in any type of structures. When you have criminals and sexual predators on the loose, and not just in these high profile businesses and in government, but all not just Hollywood and all these behind the scenes, all this head of TV shows, TV and everything, and then you got government officials, basically saying yeah they did that, and they only get like a slap of the wrist, and soon enough they'll eventually get like a little bit of redemption song or whatever, that sort of stuff. It makes you wonder, and you wonder, and they go and be shocked when there is no people have no faith in the institutions anymore. People are shocked when they have no faith in them, and yet no faith in these in these institutions, in these places. So I know they're like, well, this is a long turnaround to this subject. You're like, hey, what does this have to do with Ezra Miller and everything? It gets right back down to the the lack of consequence, that when you got the complexion for the protection, you can be. It is there's a lack of consequences, and some people don't want to hear that, but it's true. If he was honestly a bit darker, you think Ezra Miller would have gotten away with half the stuff now? They would have replaced him quick, fast, in a hurry, and put his ass under the jail. That's what it is. And when you have someone who is known to just have all this stuff here, at this point, maybe just shelve the whole movie, maybe remake it or whatever. Do whatever you can, because this stuff here it's I mean this is inexcusable. It's inexcusable, and I don't know what you can do if you so like, well, I don't really care about the movie or anything else. Just I mean, if they need to dump it, then dump it. So be it. Because this movie right here and these his actions and the crimes he's doing, and there's not. What else can I say? But if I could go further, I don't think I would have a YouTube channel right now. That's how I really feel. Because if I get really, really deep into it, what I really want to say, oh, mm, I'll be out of here. But I'm trying to be, you know, PC and such. Because man, this person needs to be in jail, and this person should never, ever, ever see the light of day ever again. That's what I feel. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry that I put this out there, and yeah, I need to put this in there first because I mean we're gonna get back to the silly stuff, after the story and everything. But right here, I just had to get my thoughts on this, but this stuff here because it's serious stuff, man. Because E3 Roman, it's silly, it's silly stuff here. But I need to get this thing right out first. My thoughts on it, and yeah, I if he is guilty of this, he should never be not only blacklisted, he should never be out of jail. The person should never be in picture, that sort of thing, never to be seen again. I don't care what it is or anything else. Oh, what about this? I don't care. Put him. I don't care what other directors or all this stuff. I don't care. He does. This person does not deserve another chance. He burned that a long time ago. And with this new story, I mean, the dude who is the president now, he's just the stories have just become so much at this point. Just this person has become just toxic. So the best thing in the business is just cut him off. That was something that we all need to, something that I got to get out of my chest. So thank you for letting me do that. We'll be right back right at this here live at Dixie Lounge. Next up, we'll talk about E3 returning for 2023 and my thoughts on that. Well, hopefully it'll be a lot more. It will be a lot more positive than what we just discussed here. All right. So anyway, we'll be right back here live on the Duke CT Lounge. Thanks so much for joining me, Duke C. Thanks for joining me, Duke CT. We'll be right back right after this. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thanks so much for joining me, Dukect. And, well, here's some more silly news and such. I mean, E3, the cacophony of silliness, is coming back next year, online and in person. The first since 2019. And exactly, they are going to do this. They're going to come back. According to the Washington Post interview, ESA President and CEO Stan Pereira Luis, E3 would see a full return of 2013, both online and in person. It says, right, quote, we're excited about coming back in 2023 with both a digital and in-person event. Pierre Lewis tells the Washington Post, as much as we love these digital events and as much as they reach people, we want that global reach. We also know that there's a really strong desire for people to convene, to be able to connect in person and see each other and talk about what makes games great. E3's return in 2023 was originally announced alongside the cancellation of the E3 of this year, 2022, there was uncertain if the event would be in person. Despite typically being announced at the end of E3 at this time of June, the Washington Post was careful to point out that these dates for 2023 event has not been announced yet. Although E3 is not existent this year, Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest, the Summer Fest. No, I'll just say the Summer Fest. IGN's own Summer Gaming will fill the void of June game announcements. The event will appear June 9th. Oh, this one, which by the way did not go well. It was mixed, as I hear. But here we are. I think E3 will come back, and when E3 comes back, will it have the same type of prestige? And oh yes, the whole like this is gonna be great. I don't see it. I just don't see E3 coming back and being as big as it once was. Why? Because I mean, honestly, E3 hasn't really been huge and big since probably since like 2019. Sony left it. Let me see. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, I think E3 2019 right here. We can just put it right here. In 2019, so better page here. There it is. Right. Put this up here and right here. I mean, when Sony and Nintendo weren't really there, I mean, Nintendo has a little presence, but has a director, what have you. But Sony, but yeah, Sony bowed out and did not Summerfest, right, how rocky it is and how up and downy it is, they're gonna be like, well, we're gonna be right here, you know, that sort of thing. They are like, well, we are not going to be like, oh, well, what's gonna like, we're like, okay. They're like, yeah, we're not going to do the E3. Um, they're not going to go back to E3 because it's just like it's passe. When all the stuff is digital and they can have physical events by their own stuff, why should they continue to go back to E3? What can make E3 important other than nostalgia at this point? I mean, they've lost not just the 2001 and 2000, like 2020, 2021, and 2022. Gaming has moved on. Gaming has moved on, and I don't know if it ever can come back again to E3. I don't think people are going to be like, oh, I can't wait to go to E3. Maybe there will be, but I don't think people are going to really be all up in the E3 like it once was. Like it was maybe 8 years ago or 9 or 10 years ago, especially not 10 years ago. I don't think it's going to happen. So I think that's going to be the I don't think people are going to go back to running the E3. I think people have moved on, and sucks because I one day wanted to go to E3, but looks like I'll probably be there, me and like 3 other people. But looks like I will. I'll live. I mean, heck, I'll be just fine if I ever did go. It'd be nice. It'd be a nice little relaxing trip if I ever did that. But they have no dates yet, so. But yeah, I don't think people are gonna care for E3. Not now. And it's not people are like, oh, E3 is gonna be just the best thing. No, it's not. No one cares. No one has the emotional connection to it. They have more connection to Nintendo Directs than they have with you know. But yeah, but that's it. Just they know for the nostalgic, but that's nothing really. There's no real way to actually, bring back the people nostalgic and the feelings emotional to it from E3 because once again, um, the companies have moved on, the gamers have moved on, the press have moved on. There's nothing here that E3 can present itself than what E3. There's nothing that that Nintendo Direct can do. Nintendo Direct can be right like tomorrow or 2 days from now, and it could be just more interesting and engaging than any E3 event that Nintendo could have over there. Same thing with State of Play. Same thing with anything Microsoft has. Like Summerfest for all of its like weird stuff, all the stuff and such. That will have much more of a connection with fans right now than E3 ever did. So I wish them luck, but I don't think this is going to work out for them. Well, anyway, we'll be right back after this. And then after that, we're going to be talking about old Roman Reigns. That's right, the big dog. And his lack of showing up of WWE since winning the lack of defending the WWE Universal World Championship, both championships, WWE title and Universal title, since he won the WWE Championship back at WrestleMania. Oh boy, and it looks like he's not going to be turning that title anytime soon. We'll be talking about that right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thanks so much for joining me, Dukect. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back with you. Thanks so much for joining me here live on TalkShoe.com, also on YouTube as well. You know, hopefully everyone's having a good week, and hopefully continue to have a good week and go into the weekend and continue to have a more positive week next week. Anyway, let's talk. Let's get into this story. Oh, wrestling fans. Roman Reigns, since he won his new contract after basically the undisputed WWE Champion, it's like he just got a new contract, calls for a lot fewer dates, particularly when it comes to house shows and smaller scale pay-per-view events. He's, the Brock Lesnar deal, which is fine, but but let's continue. I'll get my point later. It says the undisputed WWE Champion already missed this month's Hell in a Cell event. He was originally scheduled to defend the title at Money in the Bank, perhaps get scratch it match, a Riddle. But the plans card went up in smoke when the venue for the event changed from an Allegiant Stadium to a small arena. I wonder why. After that decision, Reigns and several WWE stars were suddenly removed from advertising for Money in the Bank. Sports Illustrated Justin Passaro now reports that Reigns won't be wrestling at Money in the Bank in Los Angeles. The initial plan was for Reigns to wrestle at WWE's 3 upcoming stadium shows against Riddle or McIntyre. Those matches were never announced, but plans changed once Money in the Bank was moved from Allegiant Stadium to the indoor MGM Grand Arena. The expected slate of Money this opponent's Roman Reigns hasn't changed, but he is currently no longer scheduled to work Money in the Bank. WWE television has been building to a title match between Reigns and Riddle, but wrestling observers Dave Meltzer confirmed that Roman's first title defense on pay-per-view will be against Randy Orton on July 30th at SummerSlam 2022. And this is his first pay-per-view championship match. He may do a television match before then. If he wrestles Riddle, it won't be on pay-per-view, but at least that's the plan right now. The plan is still Orton for July 30th. Meltzer added that Reigns versus Riddle match isn't allowed to happen. I was told that it will not be a pay-per-view match if they do it, and it's not 100% that they would that they will, according to our old Daddy Meltzer, as he most internet people want to call him. But yeah, part-time Reigns became the undisputed champion on April 3rd, and yet defend the gold on TV pay since that day. And you know what? This is, once again, chickens coming home to roost. WWE, yeah, this is their chickens coming home to roost. Because WWE has put all this time in one person, and now that one person is now like not going to be in their shows. And now you got Cody Rhodes, who was injured. They have a torn pectoral muscle, having him wrestle like, Hell in a Cell, which I'm just like, I'm not going to watch that. It was silly, and he almost injured himself permanently. So I'm just like, no. But now you have now Roman is out for Money to Bank. You got maybe Cody Rhodes is gone. You have no Randy Orton, and you have John Cena coming back. So he's not. I mean, at this point, they might have to challenge for the championship. So you just look at this and like, what in the world is like, Roman's like, oh well, he needs those time off. He needs the time off, and those house shows which don't really draw and such. Only that sort of thing. And I'm like, yeah, house shows don't draw. WWE has been not drawing the house shows, so maybe just stop doing house shows. Let your wrestlers rest once in a while, and you probably have a much better and stronger show. Have them rest. Have them not be going up the pay-per-views that 24 hours that continue doing the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again, and that sort of thing. The era of wrestling should be all it's like, oh, I have to do this, you have to do house shows and all this stuff. It's over at the end. And I think Vince, I don't know why Vince is too stubborn. I mean, dang it, Vince has always been stubborn. That could be a positive trait or a negative trait. Right now, this is a negative trait to have. And now you got Roman stuck in this, basically not doing house shows, not doing anything else. You have to wonder if he's either he's nursing an injury or he's rehabbing. I mean, some people say he is. I don't know. I mean, it just those rumors starting to pile up now. And if Roman's not going to be there, is he going to have to fight The Rock for these belts? Which is yeah, and he's going to be leaving soon anyway for Hollywood. So why not give those belts off? And if Cody's not going to be there 100%, have him in the Royal Rumble, and I don't know, have him fight against Roman at the Royal Rumble. Let's see. Oh no, I said he goes away June, July, August, September, October, November. If Cody is leaves and he comes back after his surgery and everything else. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Where is it? I'll just see. I gotta see how long he's gonna be out. Is he gonna be, because if he's out, then he can come back around December. You know, if he is going to be out. So yeah, I think he I think he'll probably come back maybe um you know he'll go. I think he's going to have surgery soon, I believe. And if he is going to go surgery, he'll come back around maybe in the November and December and build up to a Royal Rumble match for Roman, something like that. I think that could be something for him. Uh, I mean, maybe Drew McIntyre be the one to do it. I think they're building him up, so yeah. I mean, sure. You could. I mean, he needs to lose eventually. Roman's becoming so much powerful. Now he's not even there. Roman's not even there. It seems like he's just working less dates, which is something I'm good with. I'm good with superstars and stars in general working less to hurt. Make sure they don't hurt themselves. Less work for them. And then when it is time for the time to go at it. It could be for promos, and then for the premium live events, have them go at it. Have no problem with that whatsoever. But my problem is like when you have have only certain people not work all this stuff. Roman Reigns is not working all these dates. Yeah, everybody else does. These dates that at the end of the day are not going to be drawing as much money as they you think they are. So I think the best way to do it is stop these house shows, maybe stop these premium live events, maybe cut back these premium live events. Make sure these people who are like, for health reasons, if they want to change, stuff like that, I think that could be a very more positive way to help these WWE guys out. I mean, heck, I guarantee they probably got a lot more rest and relaxation during the whole pandemic era than right now. They're just going back to the grind again. I bet they were a lot happier when there was only one place they had to go to do like shows and matches and promo and all the type of stuff. I know people are like, not only just top stars, but also maybe some mid cards and stuff like that. Just less house shows in general, less things like that. Just do these type of things. But that sort of thing. Maybe this will be the beginning of that, but I hope that's the case. But well, knowing WE, that's not gonna happen. Maybe it is. Maybe one day I would like to say that leads to that. I would love for that to lead into that, but well, I don't see that happening. Shame though. So it's a shame. It's a shameful thing. But yeah, um, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching and listening live on TalkShoe, and not only that on YouTube as well. Thanks so much for watching. It's Duke CT here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.